What is the most amount of money you've ever made in a single day?
Probably like 7,000.
7,000? How did you make 7,000?
Well, one of my Instagram photos like really blew up, and then a bunch of guys bought feet pics off of me.
Feet pics?
Yeah, feet pics.
Where did you sell them?
Fun with feet.
Well guys, I'm doing you a favor if you guys want to look at them for free right now. What is the most amount of money you've ever made in a single day?
Say like 1,300.
1,300? How did you make that?
So I was like 21.
Uh-huh.
I used to do like construction work. I worked all day from like 5 a.m. to like 3 a.m.
Do they pay you hourly or how do they pay you?
They paid me up under the table. I was the only one working with my boss, so we just split the check down the middle. So he gave me 1,300 one day.
That is awesome.
What's the most amount of money you've ever made in a single day?
Single day, 11,000, I believe.
How'd you do that?
So we do marketing with, or not marketing, that's a different one. We do drop shipping with Amazon, so not as weird as $10 for streaking.
You should see the way he's looking at you, dude. He wants a little bit of that money.
I was like, this guy, hey.
He would have bet you more.
That's sure.
What is the most money you've made in a single day?
About 2,500.
2,500, and doing what?
I do tattoos.
Do you make that like regularly then?
Nah, it just depends. It varies on who wants like a big piece or.
So it was just a really big piece for 2,500.
Yes.
What was the piece?
It's like a dragon on the back with a knife. That's what it was.
What's the most amount of money you've ever made in a single day?
1,300. Yeah.
How'd you do that?
Trimming weed.
Trimming weed?
Yeah.
Did you trim yourself before? So you could do it faster?
I was pretty shaggy. That was kind of part of the culture.
What is the most amount of money you've ever made in a single day?
Probably around 600.
Wow, what did you do to make that?
Just reselling on eBay.
What did you resell?
Scanners and fishing reels, sunglasses.
Same day?
Yeah, all on the same day.
Wow, that is crazy. Have you ever made close to that in another day?
Maybe around 400.
400?
Yeah, I'm still a high school student.
He's grinding.
What's the most amount of money you've made in a single day?
I think $750.
$750,000?
No, $750, under 1,000.
How'd you do that?
Windows.
You're the window specialist then.
Sure, window specialist, yeah.
What's the most money you've made in a single day?
Oh, like 10 grand.
How'd you do that?
Trading.
Of course.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah. I definitely didn't do any one thing in that day to earn the money, but like I got 10 grand in a day. It's just like a bonus from work, but nothing crazy. Odd job didn't really, that was like $6 at a time.
Stuffing coins in your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. So no 10 grand for me.
What's the most money you've ever made in a single day?
No
That's
idea.
a depressing question. Probably like $200 if I was working full time, but I was an EMT, so we didn't make that much money.
Yeah, I got no idea.
What'd you do?
What'd I do?
Nothing. You didn't make.
Gotta be better than her answer.
Huh?
Psychology study. You made like $100.
Well, that was in
Good.
college, yeah. But like since college.
Relativity, like college money is more precious because you're more broken.
Right.